relevant costs and revenues for short-term decisions. Now, relevant costs and revenues required for decision making are those that will be affected by the decision. When considering various decisions, material costs is one of the elements of costs that we have to look at. In this session, I'll explain how to determine the relevant costs of materials with a practical scenario. So I'll start with a summary of how to arrive at the relevant cost of materials for short-term decisions. Whenever there is a special contract, whenever there is a job, but we need materials, then we shall have to find out what are the relevant costs for materials for this particular contract or job. There are two things to consider. We always have to find out, are we going to get these materials from the existing stock? In other words, is the material in stock or it's out of stock? That is something we have to always find out. Now, if the materials are out of stock, coming up with the relevant cost for these materials that are out of stock is very, very straightforward, very easy. Why? They are out of stock. We have to purchase them if you are to work on the contract. Therefore, their relevant cost is the current purchase price. If the materials are in stock, we have to find out, are they in regular use and they will be replaced? If yes, then their relevant cost will be their current purchase price. So if you have some materials already in stock, we regularly use them and they will have to be replaced, then it simply means that their relevant cost will be their current purchase price. What happens if the materials are in stock, but we are going to use them and they will not be replaced? We have to find out, do these materials that are in stock and they are not to be replaced, do they have a scrap value? Can we sell them off? Or can we use them somewhere else where they will earn a benefit to the company? So if they have a scrap value and we can also use them somewhere else where they will earn a contribution, then we have to find out which one is higher. Is the scrap value higher or the benefit from alternative use is higher? The higher of the two is what we take as our opportunity cost, and that will be the relevant cost for these materials that are in stock and they will not be replaced. But what happens if they have a scrap value but they have no alternative use? Then in this case, the opportunity cost will be their scrap value, and that's what we shall take as the relevant cost for these materials. I have a scenario here which I want us to use to see how we can arrive at the relevant cost for materials for this special contract. Mr. Smith has asked you to quote a price for a special contract. He has already prepared his tender, but has asked you to review it for him. He has pointed out to you that he wants to quote the minimum price as he believes this will lead to more lucrative work in the future. Mr. Smith's tender. So this is what Mr. Smith has prepared. To work on this contract, Mr. Smith needs material A, B, C, and D. As you can see, 2,000 kgs are required for A at shillings 10 per kilogram. B, he needs 1,000 kilograms at shillings 15 per kilogram. Then C, he needs 500 kgs at shillings 40 per kilogram. D, he needs 50 liters at shillings 12 per liter, giving us a minimum tender price of 55,600. So that's Mr. Smith's tender price. But of course, we have to review it and see if it's perfect or not. We have some other information which we have to look at. Material A, 1,000 kilograms of this material is in stock at a cost of shillings 5 per kilogram. Mr. Smith has no alternative use. Now this is very, very important. These materials have no alternative use. These materials have no alternative. These materials have no alternative use. So this is something to look at very, very carefully. No alternative use. But they can be sold at shillings 2 per kilogram. So this is their scrap value. That is their scrap value. However, if he sold any, he would have to pay a fixed sum of shillings 300 to cover the delivery costs. The current purchase price is shillings 10 per kilogram. If these materials are to be purchased currently, Mr. Smith has to incur shillings 10 on each kilogram. And now we see Mr. Smith has quoted 20,000 for material A. 2,000 kilograms are required at a price of shillings 10 per kg. So he's getting 2,000 times 10 to arrive at this 20,000. Is that correct? No, it's not correct. Why? We already have 1,000 kilograms of this material in stock. But now the question is, do they have an alternative use? Or can we sell them off? Yes, we can sell them off at shillings 2 per kilogram. They have no alternative use. So meaning that the opportunity cost for these materials will be the net benefit from selling them off. So meaning that if their opportunity cost, anyway, let me try to summarize this. Let us look at material A. Material A. We have seen that 2,000 kgs are required. 2,000 kgs are required, but don't forget that we already have 100 in stock. We already have 100. Kilograms already in stock. Their disposal value. Their disposal value is how much? Their disposal value is shillings. Let us try to find out the disposal value. Their disposal value is shillings 2 per kilogram. Shillings 2 per kilogram. That's their disposal value. Their disposal value is shillings 2 per kg, with delivery costs of shillings how much? With the delivery costs of shillings, is it shillings 2? Let's try to find out. No, 300. With the delivery cost of shillings 300. Remember, no alternative use. They have no alternative use. Now, what's the relevant costs for this material A? First of all, there is an opportunity cost. There is an opportunity cost. There are 1,000 kilograms. If they use them on the contract, we lose their scrap value. The scrap value that will be 1,000 kgs times shillings 2. But remember, Mr. Smith is incurring how much? Mr. Smith is to incur shillings 300 if they are to sell them off. So minus 300. This gives us how much? This gives us an opportunity cost of 1,700. Okay, the delivery costs have to be incurred, so we get the scrap value minus the 300 to give us a net benefit of 1,700. That is a relevant cost. Okay, it is a gain that is going to be foregone as a result of using these materials on this contract. Then in addition to that, remember we need 2,000 kilograms of this material A for the contract. But so far we have 1,000 kilograms. These are not enough. We have to purchase more 1,000 kilograms, okay, to make it to 2,000. So there is another cost that has to be incurred, okay, additional. This is additional purchase cost. That is 1,000 kgs times shillings how much? These materials can be purchased at their current purchase price of shillings 10 per kilogram. Therefore, 1,000 kgs times shillings 10, that gives us 10,000. That gives us shillings. That gives us shillings 10. That gives us shillings 10,000. Therefore, the relevant cost for material A for this special contract is 11,700. That's what you should include in the tender, in the minimum tender price quotation. But we have seen that Mr. Smith included shillings 20,000 for material A, so that is wrong. We shall use 11,700. That is material A. Let's look at material B, and then we see how we can arrive at its relevant cost. So the 20,000 for material A, that is wrong. We have to use 11,700. When you try to look at material B, there is plenty of material B in stock, and it costs shillings 18 per kilogram. The current purchase price is shillings 15 per kilogram. The material is constantly used by Mr. Smith in his business, meaning that this material is regularly used, so they will have to replace it if they use what is in stock. So they have plenty of material being in stock, and it costs shillings 18 per kilogram. Current purchase price is 15 per kilogram. Material is constantly used by Mr. Smith in his business. How many materials do we need? How many kilograms do we need for material B? We need 1,000 kilograms of this material. So their relevant cost is their current purchase price of shillings 15 per kilogram. Let us also write about this. Material B. This is material B. Material B. It is in stock and regularly used. It is in stock and regularly used. How many kilograms do we need for the job? We need 1,000 kilograms. So 1,000 kilograms are required for the contract. Required for the contract. Okay. So since these materials are in stock, but they will be replaced, their relevant cost is the current purchase price. Is the current purchase price. Their relevant cost is the current purchase price of shillings 15 per kilogram. Therefore, the relevant cost of material B will equal to what? Will equal to shillings 15 times the 1,000 kilograms which we need, giving us shillings 15,000 as the relevant cost for material B. So that is your relevant cost for material B. Let us see what Mr. Smith quoted in his minimum tender price. Mr. Smith quoted 15,000. Yes, that was right. That was very, very right. He was correct by considering the 15,000. Okay, we move to material C. When it comes to material C, we need 500 kilograms of this material C, and a kilogram costs 40, giving us 20,000. That's what Mr. Smith has included in his tender price. Let us see the additional information. The total amount in stock is 500 kilograms. This was bought for shillings 10,000 some time ago for another one-off contract that never happened. Mr. Smith is considering selling it for shillings 600 in total, or using it as a substitute material, as a substitute for another material constantly used in normal production. If used in this latter manner, it would save shillings 8,000 of the other material. Current purchase price is shillings 40 per kilogram. The material is in stock already. There are two options, as we can see, if the materials are not used for the contract. There is option 1 of selling it for how much? For 6,000. Option 2, using it as a substitute material, and it would save the company how much? 8,000. We say that in such a situation we take the higher, and the higher in this case is option 2. It is preferable because the saving is high, 8,000 compared to the 6,000. Therefore, the opportunity cost of using it in this contract is shillings 80,000. It is shillings 8,000. You can also note about this material C briefly. Material C. Material C. It is in stock. It is in stock. It is in stock. So we have it. However, if we use the materials we have on the contract, then there is a benefit we are foregoing. So we have plenty, so they're not even going to replace. So these materials will not be replaced. However, if not used for this contract, if not used for the contract, there is option 1, which is sell it for shillings 6,000. Then option 2, use it as a substitute material and save shillings 8,000. Okay, so option 2, we have said that option 2 is preferable. Option 2 is preferable. Therefore, the opportunity cost of using it in the contract is shillings 80,000. That is the opportunity cost. In other words, that is the relevant cost for material C. That is the relevant cost for material C. Let us look at what Mr. Smith included in his minimum tender price. Mr. Smith included 20,000, and that is completely wrong. Is looking at the 500 kilograms at their current purchase price of shillings 40 per kilogram, but remember, these materials are already in stock. They had acquired them some time ago for another one-off contract that never happened, so they are there. So if they use them, they will not be replaced because they were for a one-off contract that never happened. So it's like they don't use them regularly, so they will not be replaced. So the relevant cost of such materials that are already in stock but don't be replaced is their opportunity cost, which is the higher of the disposal value or the benefit obtained if they are used as a material somewhere else. Let us look at material D and then we'll summarize. Material D. There are 100 liters of this material in stock. It is dangerous, and if not used in this contract, they will have to be disposed of at a cost to Mr. Smith of shillings 50 per liter. It is dangerous, and if not used in this contract, will have to be disposed of at a cost to Mr. Smith of shillings 50 per liter. Their current purchase price is shillings 12 per liter. We need 50 liters to work on the contract. We already have 100 liters of this material in stock. The material is dangerous, and if not used in this contract, will have to be disposed of at a cost of how much? At a cost to Mr. Smith of shillings 50 per liter. It is dangerous, and if not used in this contract, will have to be disposed of at a cost to Mr. Smith of shillings 50 per liter. Their current purchase price is 12 per liter. Now this material is in stock, and of course it will not be replaced due to the fact that it is dangerous. Okay? If it's not used on this contract, it will have to be disposed of at a cost. This is a cost, not a benefit, please. This is a cost, not a benefit. So the cost of disposing them of is shillings 50 per liter. So meaning that if we use them on the contract, Mr. Smith is going to save. If we use them on the contract, Mr. Smith is going to save shillings 50 per liter. Because if they are not used on the contract, then he has to sell them off. But in the process of selling them off, he's going to be incurring shillings 50 to sell each liter. So that is a cost. But if we use them on the contract, then that becomes a saving to Mr. Smith. So that saving, of course, is a relevant cost. Sorry, that saving is a relevant benefit to Mr. Smith. Let us summarize that. Material D. It's a bit tricky. Material D. Material D. It is in stock, and we have said that it will not be and will not be replaced. Remember, it's dangerous. But of course, we see that Mr. Smith has to incur a cost to dispose them off if they are not used on the contract. So due to the fact that we are using these materials on the contract, Mr. Smith is going to save the disposal costs. So the cost of disposing, the cost of disposing of the 50 liters will be saved. That is shillings 50 times 50 liters, giving us shillings 2,500. Okay, so saving this cost is a relevant benefit. Saving this cost is a relevant benefit. How much did Mr. Smith include in his minimum tender price? Mr. Smith included 600, whereby he's getting the 50,000 liters that are required for the contract times their current purchase price of shillings 12 per liter, 600. That is wrong. Required, calculate and explain for Mr. Smith what you believe the minimum tender price should be. Of course, I have explained and we have noted. We have some note about each and every material, so we can simply come up with the minimum tender price. Minimum tender price. Let us see what our minimum tender price is. Minimum tender price. So I have materials, we have direct materials, For direct materials, we have material A, we have material B, then material D. When you try to go back to our material A, the relevant cost was 11,700. So material A, we have 11,700. Then material B, the relevant cost was how much? Material B, the relevant cost was 15,000. Material B, we have a relevant cost 15,000. Then material C, the relevant cost is 8,000. Material C, it's 8,000. Then for material D, we see a benefit, okay, of 2,500. Now this is a cost. This is not a cost, it's a benefit. This benefit is going to reduce the other costs, okay? This benefit reduces the other costs that will be incurred. So we end up coming up with our minimum tender price. Minimum tender price. How much is the minimum tender price? 11,700 plus 15,000 plus 8,000 minus 2,500. That is 32,200. 32,200. That is our minimum tender price. Of course, the minimum tender price that will equal to the total of the relevant cash flows, okay? The total of the relevant cash flows. So that's it all. In this session, we have seen how to come up with the relevant cost of materials. In my other videos, I'll explain how we can come up with the relevant cost for labor, and then how we can apply the concept of relevant costing to short-term decisions. Thank you for watching. I remain your tutor, Senior Hannington. Don't forget to comment. Don't forget to share these videos with those other friends as long as you believe that they will benefit from these videos. This video is relevant for students of management accounting, students of MDC, that is paper 10 for the CPA course, and students of performance management, SCCA, and so on. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.